Lostboys Cypher Circle is back in session. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Y'all know what it is. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you right now. So listen up. This is home of all things artistic. You got a song, a poem, a story, some artwork you drew, or just a conversation you want to have. This is the place to come get your thoughts and your feelings heard. If you want to come on the show, please hit me up on Facebook at Dylan Lawler or on Gmail at lostboy420x at gmail.com. That's lostboy420x at gmail.com. And I'll try to schedule to get you on the show. As always, guys, before we get started, I want to take a second to talk about mental health. As I always say, this is our weekly therapy session. This is the place to come get your anger and your aggression and your sadness and whatever else you got going on out. So I'm thankful that I'm able to have this platform for people to be able to do that and people to be able to watch and connect with others. So first of all, I just want to say, keep your head up. There have been bad times before. There will be bad times again, but you will get through them because you've gotten through them before. And I just want everyone to know that. And I want everyone to know that there is always someone to talk to, whether you think there is or not, a friend, a colleague, a coworker. You can call me. I'll talk to you. Pretty much anybody who's been on the show will probably talk to you. They're great people to talk to. You can also text 988. It's a lifeline crisis that has counselors on hand at the phone ready to go. Or you can go to their website, lifelinecrisis.com, and find a bunch of other resources, as well as I believe the area codes for like your specific state. And there's also another website you can visit, betterhelp.com. They will hook you up with a therapist in like 48 hours, I think. And if you don't like the therapist that they hook you up with, they'll switch it out right away and get you a new one until you find somebody you can vibe with. Therapy is expensive. This is one of the cheapest options out there. So I hope some people can find some help out there. And piggybacking off of our mental health conversation, I just want to say there are some triggering things on this show. So I want to give I always mess up. That's a freaking tongue twister for me. Quick trigger warning for anyone out there, because we do talk about sensitive topics on here. And if there's anything, absolutely anything that bothers you, nobody will be offended if you click out and stop watching. We understand that things can be triggering from time to time, and you never know what's going to trigger you from day to day, or what some things might trigger you yesterday that didn't trigger you today, or whatever. So I hope nothing triggers you too badly and we can have a good night. But again, nobody will be offended if that is the case. So moving on, we're going to bring up our first artist. He's only been on one time before, but he's already one of our favorites, or at least one of my favorites, man. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I was loving his vibe last time he came on. His name is Messiah, or That Psy Guy. He's a poet and rapper. Y'all can follow him on Instagram or Facebook at Messiah. That's MESS space IAH, or on TikTok at Psy and the Sandman. That's Psy _the _Sandman. And he also has a SoundCloud. You can check out a couple of his songs. And that's sci-fi, spelled SI -FI. So yeah, let's play his flyer and get him up here.
Sanity beckoning, reluctant to heed the call. Eventual surrender, opening of the vault. Comforted by familiarity, head down the narrow path. Catching up quickly, trailing close behind as a hunter of the road. A panic attack. Gasp for air without changing my pace. Not a single expression washes over the face. Despite my blank expression, it seems as if they know. Paranoia seeps into the mind. Cover's been blown. Does one retreat? Run and hide? Or do you stand and fight until the moment you die? Confusion races, leaving my mind displaced. If I wore your shoes, shared your tastes, matched your glare, would you recognize your face?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing
You know what?
I'm a little frustrated at the moment, but I'm still here and I'm ready to perform and I'm ready to continue to connect with like-minded individuals and have a good time.
Fuck yeah, man. Like I said, it is okay to not be okay. That is perfectly okay. Like, you don't always, someone asks you, how you doing. It doesn't always have to be, oh, I'm good. Again, because most of the time that's a lie. Most of the time that is a lie, and we just we put on a happy face. It's okay to not be okay. But thank you for coming on here and at least being ready to engage in our therapy session for the week. So
Thank you.
appreciate it. You, like I said, you've only been on once before, but you're already one of my favorites, dude. Like, you are an official Lost Boy, part of the family. Like, thank you so much for coming back on.
Thank you very much.
For those of us who don't know you, though, you want to talk a little bit about yourself and what got you started?
So I'm that guy, Side. That's my performance name. Cypher for my SoundCloud is just what is eventually going to be my production company, which is the long-term dream. I look to connect with people through my music, and I'm not looking for material gain or anything like that. I'm just looking to share a moment with people and connect, because I feel incredibly lonely in my day-to-day life with my experience of bipolar type 1 and borderline personality disorder. It's an extremely strenuous experience, and this is my therapy, and I love people as much as I fucking hate them.
You literally, that it's you can't live with people, and you can't live without them either, because as much as they drive you insane, they are our sanity and our grounding and our grounding rock. You know what I mean? So yeah. I definitely feel you, bro. Well, thank you for coming. Like I said, thank you for coming on here and at least being ready to engage in our therapy session, no matter what's going on in your life. And
please pray for me, y'all, that my phone doesn't die, so my material does not cut out. Because I'm trying to perform the song, and I'm at 1%. I don't have a charger, and it fucking sucks.
All right, let's just get right into it then, man. What's this piece gonna be called?
All right, so I'm gonna take a second, pull up this beat, so I can stay on point. This is called Wasteland.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chilling out here in the wasteland. Third world civilization wearing a Gucci belt around his waistband. Goddamn, irreversible, it's gotta be convertible. But unfortunately, it's a Trans Am. Durable, stubborn as an old mule. Track the Wild West on a noble steed. The very best, yes indeed, the vehicle is me. Fueling my chest, I plant the seed. Water dreams, nightfall, shadows talk, tell tales of dead men long gone. Walkers wait for the sun to come. Sun rises, battle commences with defenses ready. General consensus, we lost our senses already. Wreck this land, acting senseless, acting foolish, acting reckless. You can bet this is high noon. Stand off feeling breathless. Battle me, you can tell God when I send you. I have this message. Words are my weapons. I'll never drop it. Fuck around, find out. It's my leverage against you and the devil in the scrimmage. I fight for middle ground, so tell the devil too when you get this that you're both clowns. If you come for my soul, both of you can get it. Yeah, most devilish of devils, holiest of holies. Turn your weapons into my ammo, my equipment. Holy guacamole, salsa, and dipping sauce. I'm a boss, got the hot sauce. Can't stop till I drop the world's ops. Show the people the world is not what it seems. This thing we call reality is just a dream created by we, the people, never equal. Cause we judge others instead of face our own evils. The good, the bad, and the indifferent. Yeah, I try to be indifferent. Yeah. Got my 6 shooters loaded, cocked and ready. Coming out on top in this nightmare just like Freddy. You ain't ready for the thoughts I have. Shit is heavy, the kind of beast that makes man unsteady. You can't grasp the fact that I'm so mad. It's like I need to wear a cap that says I'm official in the crazy club. I'm the captain. Why are y'all laughing? Wrong fucking reaction. Start reacting. Bad shit. Cut your face off, then we'll be matching. Horror movie action. Texas written off with magic. Static madness. Trending nowadays, traumatic. Living this way, you know what they say, no pain, no gain. Go on your merry way, except this fuck you life isn't fair to your face. Just a taste of what happens in the waste. So from now on, let's be clear. Let me bend your ear, steer you in the right direction, away from fear. Right destiny, walk the Mojave. Carpe diem, seize the day. That's what them dead poets say. These words resonate in my brain in a way. I take action, life I change. By thinking I refrain, fear and hate I refrain. Retrain my mainframe, update status. I'm great, feeling like today is the day. Every day is the day, cause I make progress every single way. So I seize the day, seize the moment. Instead of going through the motions, being stoic, static flowing in a world full of fear. Be heroic, speak it clear like a poet, don't blow it. Know that now is your moment, be present, be here. Yeah, be present, be with me, y'all. Yeah, be present, be indifferent. Yeah, be present. The things that got you stressing, second guessing. Morals when the body is dissected, good and evil both in our essence. One of the harshest lessons in seconds. Things change rapidly. Depression, rapid progression. Got your backward stepping into the hurt. On yourself, place a curse. Shun everyone at war with the earth. Look at the dirt, the dust bunnies gather round. Vultures squawk and chirp on the ground. Scraps for the scavengers. Dodge bad vibes, a challenger. Counter with a death punch, 5 fingers. Bad company is what they call me. Not funny. Monster aside is not good or bad, just funny. Like the man, run me 2 Irish brothers, start gunning. Mob man for a holy father, vigilante Batman's cousin young I am. Some young badass out here in the wasteland. Y'all can call me Mick Lovin' for the way I'm super bad. Giga Chad with them stats, crazy and disciplined. I'm the Batman who laughs, lyrically strapped, noxious like gas. At high noon, if you want trouble, pop a cap in your ass. Rule number 2 of Zombieland, hit you with the double tap. Fast sleight of hand. Rule 1, fast way. Move I cardio. Way I'm running laps, I'm a criminal, I'm smooth. Break physics with the way I move. Fuck gravity, moonwalk. Don't need to be on the moon. Don't need to be a foot to wear the shoe, cause I fit. Don't need to be the bomb to breathe the boom, bitch. Cause I am the bomb, bitch. Fucked up a little bit, but oh shit, oh well. It's all just show and tell.
God damn! God damn, bro! Holy motherfucking shit, dude! Yo, that was, I gotta tell you, that was definitely not what I was expecting, but yo, you came in here and lit that shit on fire, bro. Yo, you weren't on that shit last week. The shit you did last week was fucking dope, but you weren't on, like, that was some, like, straight, like, that had some 90s vibes to it. Like, that was like some Nas type shit. Yo, that was dope. And like all the little references to like movies and pop culture and all that shit, like I love that shit. Like that when a rapper into their song or an artist can put that into their thing, yeah, dude, that resonates with me, bro. That shit was dope.
Thank you, man. And I fucked up a little bit, but fuck, I'm just glad I got to do it.
I was not expecting that shit. That blew me away, for real, yo. I'm gonna bring our other artists up here, see what they thought about it.
Good job. I think you did amazing. Oh my God, that was I wasn't ready either for that one, Dylan. I was not at all.
That was not what I expected.
Thank you. Oh,
Facts.
take
That's
a
how
lot
you
out of
let
me.
your pen leak. That is exactly how you let your pen leak. That's dope. That was dope.
Yeah, you can see the vein popping out of my voice.
It wasn't just the performance. It was like the fucking passion you were giving it. Like you were like putting everything into that, dude. I love that,
man.
Bro. Like that this shit is for.
It like I'm not one for religion really, but if I had to pick I guess really too, I'd say that I'm an omnist. I believe that there's truth in all religions and everything, every experience that exists, you know, that there's way too much judgment and overthinking and separation. Like all religion ultimately recognizes the same thing, that there is a higher universal power. And I'm also a humanist. I believe in human condition and culture. And I have a passion for all of humanity in the world. And it feels like I need to do something about it because it eats me alive. This fucking human trafficking ring that's led by these fucking corporate elite pedophile fucking vampire baby eating feet, whatever the fuck they're doing. These fucking crazy fucks that we keep in office, not seeing the division in our politics when we could all just come together on the ideas that we agree with and fucking put it into place, or kill fucking pedophiles and castrate them because we fucking put dogs down when they hurt children, when they bite people. We should be doing the same thing with fucking pedophiles, and we got to be re-educating racists. And if they can't be re-educated, then fucking kill them. I'm a eugenics all the goddamn way. We need to be fucking killing people because we're the apex predator and no one keeps us in check but us. So we need to get rid of the fucking weakest links, the genetic trash.
Okay.
God damn, bro. Well said. Well spoken. That is rage focused, like that is focused rage, and that is like I said, that's what that shit's for. Like you got to take that rage, you got to focus it in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I gotta do something. I gotta connect with people, and we all gotta do something because we all have a part to play in this. Just because we've been conditioned to believe that we don't have the power to do so, but we do. We are all responsible for the suffering of our fellow man, and we can do more. And fuck, if I can't do that, I'm just gonna go headhunting on my own, killing these fucking pedophiles and racists, and then they'll make a documentary, and I'll fucking explain the shit. Ted Kaczynski was onto something. He just went about it the wrong way. The Unabomber, he was onto something.
Well, hey, you said it.
And I mean,
you came on here and said it, so I didn't have to. But thank you.
Yeah, and this will sound fucked up too. I mean, Hitler had the right idea, wrong focus. The Jews are perfectly fine. We need to be killing pedophiles, racists, and the corporate elite. He was fucking delusional.
There's only one pill for true evil, and it's about that big. It's made out of lead.
It's silent. Yeah, no. I'm very passionate about the world. Thank you.
And yeah, speaking of focusing your rage, that
Yeah, and I'd like to see someone try to cancel me. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna speak my truth and I'm gonna speak loudly. I don't give a fuck. Come kill me, fucking government pigs. Come for my family. Torture me. I fucking dare you. You only prove my point and get that bad karma on yourself. I'm not fucking scared.
God damn,
fuck you, fucking pedophile motherfuckers. Fuck you, racists, and fuck you, corporate elite. Suck my fucking asshole.
Well, that has been a public service announcement, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here. Don't forget it. Play it back many times. This will be on YouTube. You can rewind it as many times as you want. Listen to this man's words, and we will him again in a few more minutes for his second piece.
And thank you guys so much for holding space, and much love. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, guys. That was unexpected but fantastic, and I love that he has such this dual energy with him where he can come on last week and be just the chillest, most relaxed, fucking, whatever. And then he comes on and he's like, this week, and he's like, listen, motherfuckers, I got to tell you something. Like, I love that about him. That's like why he's one of my fucking favorites already, dude. Hell yeah. This next artist, her name is Melanie Marie. She's a poet. She's a certified counselor and or mental health and youth counselor. She's also a counselor at a placement / group home for troubled teen boys. I was one of those troubled teen boys at one point, and I can't even begin to say how much she helped me through and the things my life that she helped me through, and I can't even begin to repay her for that. So this is me beginning to try to repay her for that by bringing her on the show. I've wanted to have her on since the very, very beginning. She's also an amazing, amazing poet. So I'm going to play her flyer and get her up here.
While you were out collecting all those hearts, I was at home wishing on stars that you would love me just a little like I loved you. And all it takes is an on this day memory to pop up with your photo, and it takes me back to a place I don't want to remember, because remembering hurts, and hurts turns to anger. And as I delete the last photo of you, me, and the boys, I immediately want to keep my deleted photos folder for just in case. But then I remember letting go requires not hanging on. I deleted your photos today, and I'm not sure why, because every photo, every trip, every kiss, and every moment is burned in my mind like a 90s CD of favorite songs that's sitting in the back of your car for a trip where the service is dead and you need some tunes. And then the reality sank in. No matter what I do, I will not be able to escape you.
Hey. How you doing? Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, I forgot to mention, everybody can go follow you on Facebook at Melanie Marie, or on TikTok and Instagram at watch.melly.melt. So yeah, I forgot that part of your intro, but I just want to get that out there.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you so much for coming on. Like I said, I've been wanting to have you like since the beginning of the fucking show.
I always like pushed it off because I'm so nervous because I never perform my poems, but I have to get through this comfort zone because it really is something that I want to do. And I have a passion to share my writing with the world. So like I have to get over this hump to do that. And like every single day of my life, right, I teach the boys that I work with to like drop your fear and face everything and go head on. So I'm like kind of a hypocrite not to do that myself. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it.
I've been thinking that. I've been thinking that this whole time. I mean, I gave you your time, I gave you your space, but I've been thinking that this whole time. I was like, I remember a lady who once told me that I had to face my fears and get out of my comfort zone. So yeah.
You should have slapped that back at me, and I would have been like, damn, like he's right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, I wanted to give you your time. But I also tell everybody this, like, breaking out of your comfort zone in whatever field of life it is, whether it's at work or doing something new performance wise or whatever, is if you're an artist, that is going to enhance your writing or whatever your artwork is. For some reason, and I don't know if it's just with me or there's a few others that I've talked to who share this experience, is when we break out of our comfort zone, we kind of become new people in a way and are able to just talk about a lot more things. And since I've been doing the show and my comfort zone has opened up on camera and performing and talking to people and everything, my writing has gotten more complex, more frequent, and I think that breaking out of your comfort zone will do the same for you. Definitely.
I'm excited.
Thank you for starting your journey here. Do you want to tell the people a little bit about yourself?
My name, as Dylan said, is Melanie Marie. I do work in a group home for teenage boys, some troubled, some who don't have homes and who kind of have been like pulled from their homes for abuse and neglect. And in my first poem, I kind of touch base on that a little bit because I see the other side of a lot of things. I've been writing since as long as I can remember, and it's been like an escape for me as well. What a lot of people don't know is what pushed me to go in the direction of working where I work is that I suffered from significant anxiety and social anxiety and then significant depression for a big chunk of my 20s. It took a lot to get me out, and like there was times where I like literally just locked myself in my room and did nothing. Like it was really bad, but writing has always been my escape. And, like I struggle with writing about like the good stuff and the happy feelings. It's like, because it's been my way of managing like the sad stuff. So most of my poems are like really deep in the sadder side of things. The second poem I'm going to share is a little bit of my awakening of recognizing like, you know, like you got to love yourself to do anything in life. So
Well, absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that about yourself. And this first piece you have that touches on, you said, kind of the darker side of the group home situation. What is it called?
The poem is called The Other Side.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna drop myself out of here, and we'll hear it.
The Other Side. Torn on what's right and wrong, your belief is that strong. Funny how you can sit behind a law ready to sign it away when you're only concerned about one part of Roe versus Wade. This is an umbrella law which protects many other things, but instead we focus on the part that truly stings. And instead of solutions to help mothers to be, we'd rather them bring children into a world these children didn't ask to see. How about we focus on what really matters, like kids being born into situations of abusive patterns, the ones being sexually sold so mama can get her fix, the ones being brutally beaten and sold for sex before even turning 6. And how about the kids starving daily? What's the matter? You don't like hearing what I'm saying? If you think anti-abortion is the answer, then be prepared for a crisis with larger casualties than cancer, because this system's already overloaded with kids who don't have homes, and children as young as months old are being left alone just so single mothers and fathers can keep their homes. But this is pro-life, right? Being born into being abused day and night. And if pro-life for a person to be for and it's pro-life for a person to be forced to bear child, where are you to help when the chins and neglect charges are being filed? Are you opening your homes to help take in all these kids being born to parents who don't give two shits about if the child lives? Look little Johnny in the eyes and tell him he deserved to be born in a home that can't give him the life he deserved to have growing up. Telling his mom keeping him was more important fetally, and once he was born, no one will give a fuck. Tell little Susie it's okay that she was raped, and that for the rest of her life, her trauma she won't be able to escape. And when both grow up fucked up with no help, lock them up and throw them as a statistic on a filing shelf. And then we wonder why life had to be this way. Tell them it was more moral for the government to force their mothers to make them stay. And when they have kids and the cycle doesn't change, remember, we made it this way. Welcome to women having babies they never wanted and more children growing up and living life forever haunted by the life they didn't get to choose. Tell me again how fair that is when it comes down to the rules. And if you're sitting here pissed at what I just said, then be a part of the solution instead. Open your homes to the kids removed from the most horrific living situations, and only then will I sit and listen to your explanations on how this really is about saving a life, because where were you when they were crying scared and alone at night?
Sorry, I needed a second. Wow. That was powerful. And obviously that's just dust in my eye, just so you know. That's just dust. That's just dust. No, that obviously holds like a special place in my heart because of I was in this system and I know how hard it was for some of these kids, and a lot of these kids I can't even begin to tell you, like just way worse than me, and I can't even believe that I was witness to some of the things that I saw. It was absolutely horrific, and that absolutely you guys are coming on here and like speaking shit that like needs to be fucking said, needs to be fucking said, and the fact that they changed the law that what is almost 100 years old and basically took away free will after 100 years, just going backwards. Like, what the fuck? I absolutely that needed to be said, because I thought we had settled this. I thought we
Mm-hmm.
like I went to history class and I learned that we settled this already. We
Yeah.
were like, yeah, they should be able to choose. All right, cool. I agree with that. I thought we had already fucking settled that. To
Mm-hmm.
overturn that more than 100 years later is completely fucking there. I don't know what the fuck's going on up there, but yeah, those fucking elite pieces of shit, like he was saying, are out of their fucking minds.
It's going to cause more chaos than there already is, right? Like there's already, like when there was the choice, there's already kids being born into families that they shouldn't have never been born into, right? And not taken care of, and all these bad things happen to these kids. And now we take away the choice and it's forced even more so.
And I love how you ended it by saying, uh, you know, take the you want me to listen to your side of it. Take these kids in. Are you gonna give them homes? Are you gonna give them food? Are you gonna give them love and support? Are you know what I mean? Like, or because there's just gonna be dozens of thousands of billions of kids just thrown into a house where they I mean it's even some of the nicer ones like the one that you work at, like they're in a house where they're all different, everybody's at each other's throats, they're
Mm-hmm.
physical assaults because teenage boys and just people who are kept up in a how like you got 12 13 boys in one house and they're all kept up together, like it's bound to happen, which is going to lead to physical damage, emotional damage, and hospital bills possibly, you know what I mean? And it's just
Mm-hmm.
and that's some of the nicer houses, some of the nicer, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I love how you really went in, like you didn't hold back at all, you really fucking went into how dark and fucked up it can get because
Mm-hmm.
like people don't realize the shit that these kids go through.
I have read some of the saddest things in referrals more recently than in years prior, and it's just like these kids really are being sold for drug money. Like that's happening in New Hampshire. Like it's not. It's happening, and it's just and it's not just a female problem. Like I run a group home for just boys, and I see it in their paperwork off more times than I would like to. You know.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna bring because this is a very important conversation. I think they would want to be in on it. I'm gonna bring these guys up here. Yeah,
Very
you
much
guys got
so.
anything?
Yeah,
I absolutely love that piece and I resonate
yeah,
with everything that you said in there. Like my
Yeah.
honest opinion is the only time a man has any sort of like diction in whether or not a fucking abortion takes place or not is if the child is his. Like if he wants, and then again the responsibility, if that woman doesn't want responsibility in that, then he takes on that responsibility, you know? Like a man does not have a
Yeah.
fucking say in a choice that he will never fucking make. And the fact that we have gone back like is ridiculous. Absolute fucking nonsense. And it's just so powerful. And I really appreciate you saying it because it takes a lot of bravery to speak the power to these truths. Like these are things that need to be said. And you know, there are people who will fucking kill you over these kinds of things that you say. Like
yeah.
they're like
So it takes a
absolutely
lot of
amazing, and I
bravery.
feel a lot less alone in my thoughts about this. So thank you
Yeah,
for
Thank
sharing.
you.
yeah,
And it was
definitely
And I
amazing. You're
powerful.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely powerful. It did need to be said because at the end of the day, it's your body, and the fact that somebody could tell you what you can and can't do with your body, and they're not there to partake in the struggles of raising. It's like, how the hell do you feel like you could tell me any damn thing? Like you said, where the hell were you when she was hungry? Where were you when they were being abused and raped and all this, that, and the third? But you're gonna say, okay, well, you can't do this, but go home to your little quiet ass life with your boring wife and two kids and your dog and shut the door on the whole fucking world out there that you don't want to look at. But we can't blame it all on them. We have to put some responsibility on ourselves because it's our job to be at the polls. It's our job on
We
who we're putting in these offices It's our job
We
on
are
making
all
sure that the
responsible.
people that's representing us are actually speaking, what we're saying. And I mean, we're not doing
Yeah,
that,
I
to
mean
be honest.
that is a good point. A lot of the Senate is made up of females. There are
Exactly.
females in the Senate voting on this kind of thing, and I guarantee you there are females who voted to get it overturned, which is
Yep.
insanity to me. How could you be a female and still vote for this? But that's a whole nother. That's yeah. It's just
How as beings
Money.
that have free will and make our choices and live our lives, can we take that away from our fellow man?
Yeah.
Like how? And when I say man, I mean human. Like nothing to say.
absolutely yeah no yeah I
And what you
absolutely agree
said.
100.
And
percent And
we
that
all, no one's to blame for any of this. We all have a part to play in this. And we all just got to do our best to play our part as best we can.
And you know what? You writing and speaking that poem on here, that's doing your part. You know what I mean? That as artists, we can only do so much. We can only do so. We can't change the world. We're not Superman. Unfortunately, we can't fly around the world stopping missiles, but we can fix try to make our small little corner of the world a better place.
Mhm.
It's why Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, and then why I don't like Superman very much because Spider-Man is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He knows that he can't stop it all, but he's trying to make his little corner of the world a better place,
Yep.
and that's all we
Despite
can
the
do.
risk.
Use our talent, our power, and with that comes the responsibility to use it to make our world a better place.
Mhm.
So yeah, I absolutely, and that was honestly one of the most, if not the most powerful, poem we've ever had on the show. Like I've gotten teary eyed maybe once or twice that I can remember on the show. I keep it in check pretty good. Like there's some poems that make me emotional, but I keep it in check pretty good. That one, I legitimately needed a minute before I clicked the button because I was like, okay, like that hit me deep. That hit me deep. I don't know if it's just because of my personal background, in being in the system and seeing some of those kids for myself firsthand and talking to them and learning their stories, but yeah, that hit me hard. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank
Um,
you for allowing me to.
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna drop you guys down and bring Queen up after I run her intro. Y'all already know Queen now. She's been on here a bunch of times. She's a poet, a spiritualist, an activist. She coordinates events, and she's also the host of her own show on YouTube called The Tree of Life. You can find that YouTube channel at Misunderstood. That's MS understood Queen, Misunderstood Queen, spelled Kween. Or you can follow her on Facebook at Queen's Crown. That's spelled Queen the same way, Kweens. Crown spelled the normal way. And on Instagram at Bring It to the Mic. That's Bring It to the number 2, the mic. Let's play her flyer and get her up here.
Love that wrong time, making you faster than a bullet. If you ever sign me, two worlds colliding, beautifully falling, chaotic insanity. Funny how I want you next to me, but your love will be the death of me. So I sit on the sidelines adoringly, giving you the core of me. Entangled in this thing we call orbiting, wishing I could time travel to the right time, but I guess this ain't the right time. Shit.
Yo, I jam out to that every time I play it. I swear to God, this shit's dope. And I found it on your YouTube channel too, and I was listening to the whole song, and it's a dope
Man.
song.
Thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed making that song. Um, man, it was expression art. You know how it is. Trying to get it out, saying what you need to say, and healing at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah, that's what it's about. This is our, like I say, this is our weekly therapy session.
Right.
Um, so thank you for coming back on. Everybody knows you already, but if you want to just tell them, a little bit about yourself anyway.
Well, I'm Queen, author, poet. writer. I don't rap, but I got a flow. However the expression comes out. Paint, like he said, shows and all that stuff like that. I'm a busy, busy woman.
You
Podcast,
are.
The Tree of Life, where we just like the guy was saying earlier, you know what I mean? Putting all that bullshit to the side, getting on one accord, and trying to all rise together. So, pretty much.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on here, and I really love your podcast. I love every like clip that I've watched every clip that you put out, even the ones that are just like, like a quick like 8 minute whatever, where you're just like
Yeah,
sitting in your car and talking about something. Because like you, even just those 8 minute clips are like so deep and like just what is the word I'm trying to philosophical, and just you really like just make me think every time I watch your show.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I do those for, a lot of times it's for me. But I know
Yeah.
that if God is showing me and He's teaching me, then He's also teaching someone else. So it's my responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I was saying, with great power comes great responsibility. We have a gift. We have an art. We have the power, and I love that you are using it to its full potential. You really are one of the busiest women I've ever met, and yet you've still come on here like 6 times and found time, even when you're like a last minute call in like tonight. Like you've still had time to come in for me, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, sir. No problem. I promise God. Anytime I'm asked to perform and do what He's asked me to do, then that's my duty. I have to do it. So, like I said,
Absolutely.
anytime you need me, you ask me if I can definitely do it. Then yes, I'm going to do it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, I always say like that's kind of what I'm trying to do here is take my energy and put it back out into the universe for people. And by doing that, by doing this show, it comes back to me. Like every time I do this show, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, I kind of say it's our weekly therapy session, but it's definitely my weekly therapy session. I got the
Right.
chair and everything.
Yeah.
And no matter what's been going on in my life, like
Mm.
there's this shift about 10 to 15 minutes into the show. And if you watch past episodes, you could probably tell by my like just my whole demeanor is whatever going on in my life kind of just fades away.
Mm.
And you know what I mean? I get into this space where I can just be open and honest and receive people's open and honesty back. And
That's
I
just
think it's just
alignment. That's alignment when you become in line, aligned with your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing at the divine timing. It's going to feel like that. Everything else will no longer matter, and the duty, the responsibility that you've committed to is, especially when you have God in the middle. This is a ministry. You got people coming on here to release. You got people coming on here to express, and you also got people coming to be filled. And so when you're the one that's given the job to complete that ministry and you're in tune with that, you're always going to be blessed. You're always going to be fed because you have to be full in order to feed everybody else.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what it's about is I mean, I tell people all the time and I can try to follow my own advice, but it only works so well. But I try harder and harder every day to take my own advice of just sort of, taking my energy and giving it purpose, and
Yeah,
knowing that by giving it purpose and putting it out there, that positive energy is going to come back to me. And just knowing that like I having that feeling like you were saying of like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This feels right.
yeah,
Like it helps me so much. It puts me in a better mood and just and helps my mental state so much more.
yeah,
So yeah, I always tell people keep using your art as as not only an outlet but as
yeah.
like a stepping stool.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the first piece you're going to be performing for us tonight?
It's called Just a Friend.
Just a friend. All right. Drop myself out of here and
I could love you forever without a second thought. I will heal all the pain caused to your heart. My friend, the one who was genuine in spirit, you were hurt when I found you. I wanted to take the pain away and help restore your wings. But sadly, you told me, lovers, we can't be. You said you wanted friendship and that you were too damaged. I tried to give you love, but you just couldn't handle it. You insisted your broken pieces would somehow hurt me. So I showed you my scars as if to say we are the same. Doubling down again, you said I'm just a friend. Confused by the love you had given, you wouldn't accept my love, and you rejected my body after fucking my mind. Your only concern was if I'm alright. You gave me an ear, poured salve on my wounds, but it was truly your loyalty that captured my heart. How can you care in this way and still go on to say that the shards of your heart will kill me someday? So to keep it from happening, you keep me at bay, but I can love you forever without a second thought. I will make it a mission to heal the broken shards. I could be a fantasy if you trust me with your heart. But you're saying I'm just a friend, kindred spirits, you're capping. I've seen you in my dreams over and over again. God's never shown me a vision that did not happen. But you're saying I'm just a friend. You say I'm just a friend. And that was the end.
that was a fantastic piece. As always, like you are so good at just writing these deep emotional pieces. That's a shout out to everyone in the friend zone. Um, our hearts go out. Our hearts go out for you, 100%. Um, I am fortunate enough to have a loving, caring woman.
Yeah.
But I have been in the friend zone, and I know what it feels like. And that was amazing. That was right up there with Taylor Swift. And
Okay, I like Tay Tay.
yeah, dude, I can't remember the name of the song, but it is that same. It's about the same thing, and
Okay.
that has always been one of my like. My mom played it because it was like her one of her like favorite fucking songs, and
Mhm.
I've always thought like Taylor Swift is an amazing writer, and like especially her older stuff, just
Yeah.
like the way like the way she talks about things and spills out her emotion, and a lot of your stuff really reminds me of that, and just like you're very able to like just put your emotion into your pen and let it leak out, and I feel it like you know what I mean. We're hundreds of miles apart, and I can feel every bit of that emotion coming through. So
Well, thank you.
that was
Thank you.
fantastic,
Thank
amazing work. I'm gonna bring everybody up here to see what they thought. Mel can probably tell me the name of the song.
When you were saying it, I was like, "Oh, I know what he's saying." I can't think of the name of the song, but
Either.
that was phenomenal. Like, I was like, "Damn!" When you said something along the lines of, "You rejected my body after fucking my mind" or something, and I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god!" So many
Yeah.
people can relate to that. Like,
you.
that was great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was also my favorite line. That was also my favorite line. I forgot to tell you that. Yeah, that one hit. That one hit.
Thank you.
I guess I'm the only one in the dark though about this song. I'm unfamiliar with it, I but I definitely can relate to the message of being, like in a situation where someone wasn't ready or able to accept the fullness of that relationship and it not being able to work out. And I also very much so resonate with your, a belief in, our responsibility, I'm having a little hard time remembering exactly what you said at the beginning about our spirit and what you said first at like before you started really resonated with me. I'm still flustered.
Yeah,
No problem.
I love having Queen on here because she has like some of the best like conversations. Like her whole show. She doesn't even have people performing on her show. It's just all conversations, and she's managed to have these like 1-2 hour shows, just like I have, just all dialogue and all just deep philosophical conversation. And it's just something I love about you.
For sure, yes.
Thank you for coming on again.
Thank you guys. I'm very humble right now. I'm just glad y'all received it, and that thank y'all for real. Thank y'all very much.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure having you back on again, and we'll catch you again for a few in your with your next piece. And that brings us back around to my guy Cy. What's up?
What's up, yeah?
You ready for your second piece?
So this next piece I have is called "Wasn't It Inevitable," and it's about I really worry about the direction that we're heading. We're heading into a post-human society where everything will be robots, and eventually we'll probably be eradicated by the same thing that we created, and then we'll have these emotionless, empathyless fucking creatures that wander the universe, just fucking doing for the sake of doing because it's the program.
I think they made a movie like 4 about that.
Yeah, like the age of humans is coming to an end, and I really worry about that. And sometimes, I just feel it would be easier if everybody died. Like we are a parasite on the of the universe. We take and we don't give back, and it's an absolutely disgusting trait. And some days I just say, drop the bombs.
Yeah.
Kill us all.
We are literally killing our own planet, and God knows what else the effect of our ecosystem is having on the solar system in general. Because we think we know, but we don't know what's the secrets.
It's ego, man.
How shit's go. You know what I mean? We teach kids that we know everything about the solar system and the universe and how it works, and we don't know shit.
The only science I trust is mathematics, because it is the science of questions that have definitive answers.
Yeah.
Science's answers are always changing.
We go in and we make these science fiction movies, right, about like the Terminator, about this very thing, but then we progressively we don't learn. We're just like, oh yeah, that's a cool what if, but like we're literally slowly getting there, and we keep taking one step forward every fucking day.
And because we're so desensitized to reality.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like literally,
it's so skewed.
We don't even know how to talk to one another anymore. Like over the not even just over the phone, but like or in person. But like I can't even sometimes have a conversation with somebody over the phone because they just like know how to text. They don't know how to like. People will say LOL in a sentence these days. Talking to me.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Like just do the reaction.
What is happening?
And that's the kind of shit that also has me worried.
Just laugh.
And that's a problem with the school systems is they are purposely underfunded, and we are purposefully undereducated, so we are unable to fight back when they incorporate fucking martial law and they install new world order. And to those who don't believe, wake the fuck up.
They keep us with the wool over our eyes because we're sheep.
They want us to be stupid. They want us to just serve them at the drive-thru. They're rich little entitled privileged shits.
I told you, I believe I told you a term that you hadn't heard before. Last week we were talking about this sheeple. You said you hadn't heard that before.
I've heard of people. Oh, yeah, no, we're definitely. And they're corrupt shepherds, but they're shepherds who are they're wolves wearing shepherd's clothing, not wolves wearing sheep clothing, because they pretend to have the answer. fuck Trump, fuck Biden, fuck all these people, Kanye 2020. he knows what's going on. He was in the Illuminati. He's opening up about it, and people call him fucking crazy. And that's what they want.
They want to keep us blind, man. Yo, all right, let's hear this piece. Let's hear this piece of yours.
Alrighty. Wasn't it inevitable that I would end up here at the pinnacle of my abyss? The bottomless pit, not so bottomless after all. I know I have a part to play in all of this, but it was not entirely my fault. I let myself be consumed by fear, let it turn sour. But I promise I did everything in my power to convince you all to take responsibility for yourselves and to stop blaming everybody else. But now I guess you can blame someone. You can blame me. Blame me for laying you all to waste with haste for your poor taste in judgments and poor appetite for growth. I feel at peace in this silence, in humanity's tomb. Dance a happy dance on our grave, finally we are home. Home is where the heart is, and lately we have been heartless. We were angry spirits roaming the planet Earth like a classic mansion. They're always haunted. Exodus enacted, exorcism dramatic, and tragic only for a short while. Guilt outweighed by rejoice and a double-natured smile. I guess it was inevitable that this broken and freezing child would burn down the world to feel its warmth, even if only for a while.
God damn, bro. That shit, that was one of my favorites. Not just like of yours, but like that we've had on the fucking show. You're coming out here and like speaking some real fucking truth, and in such a way, like with your metaphors and the way your rhyme scheme, like I fucking love it, dude. Like you are one of my favorite artists. Period.
Thank you very much.
So, and when you said home is where the heart is, but lately we've been heartless. Oh man, that shit hit me hard. That was dope, bro. Thank you. I'm gonna bring our other artists up here, see what they thought about it. I want that shit on a playlist.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah, on the shirt.
Thank you.
Where the heart is, but lately we've been heartless. Like that hit for sure.
Yeah, the metaphors, like Jaw was like the whole time. Just it was great.
Yeah,
I mean, Dr. Seuss really is a true inspiration for me. I believe that like rhyme scheme is just phonetic on the ear, so it's easier for us. Like we start to get in the rhythm and the flow, but
Right.
I'm trying to speak real hard shit. So it's like whoa, oh wait, and that one I just actually finished that one and wrote it not too long ago, and it's kind of hard for me to share because it's a weird feeling to share that to people, considering that like I'm talking about laying waste to us all. Like I believe sometimes that we should all be dead, genuinely, and that the universe would be better off for it. And I believe most of us would be at peace for it because we would no longer be in this cycle of suffering and rebirth, which I take from Buddha's principle, which I believe is the goal of life, is to end the cycle of rebirth and death. And that's what enlightenment
is. You come on here and you can talk about being a humanist and having love and respect for all your fellow humans and wanting them to thrive, but you can also see that we're dark, evil, fucked up creatures that probably deserve to die.
And a huge problem I have with the spiritual community, spiritual ego, this idea of elevated thinking and being superior to those around you and telling people what to think versus teaching them how to think.
Yeah, I
like toxic positivity.
I like how you actually fit in like real Bible verses into your
say that again.
Exodus enacted.
Exodus enacted, something dramatic only for a short while. Yeah, and once everybody's gone, who is there to say that it was all that bad? I'll be laughing. A double-natured smile.
Once we're gone, like our artwork, that's what's gonna live on. You know what I mean? Our messages to the people, and our messages to ourselves, that's what's gonna live on. And that's what
And I believe
is gonna
even
resonate with people in the
more,
future.
like, we don't even need people to be around for it to still exist, because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. The second that we speak these words, the vibrations travel out in the universe forever, infinitely. They
It only
are
changes
forever.
Mm-hmm.
does not it cannot dissipate, it just changes form. Absolutely.
No.
100.
That's why, like, I'm fucking on a warpath now. Like, this has been a truly inspiring session. I am so glad to share this time with y'all and to conversate with y'all. This has lit a true fire under my ass. I'm going after these motherfuckers, and I'm scared as shit to get like the fucking iron donkey up my ass or something, get fucking tortured by the CIA. But being afraid presents us the opportunity to be brave, and I believe that's more powerful. That, like, bravery is love. Everything boils down to love and fear. We get angry because we're afraid that people won't understand us, or that there isn't enough. Like, everything boils down to that. But we can be brave to love life and to live it truthfully. Fear is
Yeah.
powerful.
Like I was
Darkness is
saying earlier,
powerful.
that's why, like, I don't, as a character, I don't connect with like superhero with Superman, because he's just big and powerful, and he just knows he doesn't really have to be brave. He just flies into every situation knowing that he's gonna fuck up whatever's in his path. Whereas Spider-Man, he's half the time he's scared shitless. I mean, he's just a teenage kid, sometimes college age, but he's just a kid and he's scared shitless. But he knows that if he doesn't, something worse is gonna happen to a lot more people, and he takes it as his responsibility to use what he has. He knows, like I said, we can't fix everything. We can't fix the world, but we can be brave enough. We can be brave enough to fight our hometown demons, and all of us doing it is going to build like this. It's building blocks. And if enough of us come on here and speak our truth, not just on this show, but on the internet or on whatever other platform, it's going to start to make a difference. And like we have,
they can't kill us all.
That. no, they can't take us all either. Like if we are stronger together, there is strength in numbers. And like if we keep coming on here and we keep using our talent to speak our truth and battle against the evil in this world, enough of us doing it will make a difference. And I personally have to believe that, because that's part of what pushes me forward.
Yeah.
So absolutely, thank you for sharing that with us, man. That was fucking phenomenal.
Thank you again for holding space. Much love, and I'm excited for this next one.
Absolutely. I'm gonna bring Mel back up here. What's the second one called?
It is called Reflection of Self.
Ooh, all right. Getting introspective. Let's go.
Reflection of Self. No, I refuse to let this go down like that. I will no longer let you scream distortions my way. I will no longer listen to what you have to say. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am more than you have showed me all along. Keep trying to push that doubt. Keep screaming ugly out. I look away. I look back. Liar, I shout. I am more than what meets the eye. I am worthy and I believe. I am no longer a prisoner. I am freed. Even on my worst days, I refuse to let the mirror win, because I know self-love, well, it comes from within.
That was beautiful. And that was an amazing tribute to yourself. And I think that you should read that like every day before work. And yeah, that is absolutely amazing. Like I find it, you were saying at the beginning how a lot of your stuff is dark and sad. And as you know, from reading a lot of my stuff, you know that it's the same way. And I find it very hard to talk about upbeat, positive things.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when it's about myself, talking positive about myself in any way, because I'm very self-deprecating.
Mm-hmm.
but and I've talked about this before. I kind of have this duality in my head where, on one hand, I'm self-deprecating and I think I'm a piece of shit, but on the other hand, like there's a zone I get into when I'm right sometimes where I'm like, I'm the fucking best. Like, ain't nobody gonna fucking take this from me, and like, that's not being cocky necessarily, as it is. You kind of need that energy. You need to hype yourself up. You know what I mean? Because, like he was saying, if you're not fed, you can't keep if you're not fed, you can't keep everybody else fed. You know what I mean? Like, that's like 100%. Like, you need self-care is the main priority. You're, as a psychologist, you probably know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And obviously food and shelter are first, but above that is self-care before you get to family and friends. Is self-care.
Well, you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, you just can't. And it's like, so long. Like, I talked about my depression. Like, there was time, like, I spent so much time, like, avoiding looking in the mirror because I hated myself, right? Like, I just hated who I was. And I got to this point where, like, I started caring about myself and wanting to be better, like the best version of me. And it's definitely a journey and a long one. But at the end of the day, like, if you can't love yourself, you can't love other people. You can't accept love. And like, I just, I get to a point where you either have to like piss or get off the pot, right? And so like you call your own bluff out, and then that poem for me is just like, I have bad days too, right? We all do. And like sometimes you go backwards and you get stuck in depression, or you start hating yourself for something. And that like poem to me is like, you snap the F out of it, because like, no, you're not going to tell me that, because I know that I'm worth more than whatever this situation was or is, and a reflection, right? Like, the reality is, like, beauty fades. Like, at the end of the day, we're all going to be old and wrinkly and crippled, like hunched over and whatever, right? But it's really what's inside, So like, why let a mirror ruin your life, right? So I literally now have that, like, words from that poem written on my mirrors, so I don't get to a place where I'm looking at somebody I don't like anymore. Like, I just, I remind myself that like I am strong and I'm beautiful, and like it's okay, and self-love is so important.
And the other thing is, you have to love yourself for all of it, not just the good things, but the bumps and the bruises and the
scars,
the warts and the lazy eye and the whatever it is.
Yes, the gap in your teeth, whatever it is, like you have to own it and rock it.
I have this one piece where one of my lines, I'm having a conversation with like my inner demon, and one of the lines that is spoken by the inner demon is, you can look in the mirror and get sick at the sight, but you know that you need me to reach to new heights. And it rings very true for me in a lot of ways, because without my pain and my suffering and the bad parts about me, I wouldn't be able to create anything amazing or beautiful. I wouldn't, I need the darkness to create the light, to what I mean? I need the dark fucked up shit to make something beautiful and you know what I mean, and share it with the world. And you got to love yourself for all the parts, even the fucked up parts. So absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm going to bring these other guys up here, or guy and girl up here. What you guys think?
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing, and truly resonate very heavily for my experience. Like, I in having borderline personality disorder, a huge thing that I struggle with is my sense of identity and self. And there came a point in time where I didn't really like realize what I was telling myself for a long time, because I struggle with homicidal ideation. Like, I just want to kill people because the world pisses me off, and we are still an animal, and we need to be checked. And other dark intrusive thoughts that made me build this narrative in my head that I'm a monster, that I'm this terrible person. And then it came to a point where I actually and it wasn't the last time either that I physically, attacked people with a very violent and dark intention. And I was able to stop myself and actually checked myself voluntarily into psych wards to seek help, to try to get help. Didn't do much good, but what did was that self-reflection, looking at what I was telling myself of being a monster and realizing that's bullshit. I'm just a human who's gone through a lot of shit, and I have made some horrible mistakes that have truly impacted people. But there's nothing I can do to change what has been done except learn from that experience and move forward. Every day, I want to be better than the person who is capable of doing those horrific things.
That's it.
And yeah, no,
As
absolutely amazing
That's
piece.
it.
And thank you for sharing. Like,
Thank you.
hit home real hard.
as someone who has struggled with anger my entire life, and I've been in multiple psych hospitals and multiple placement homes and whatnot. Something that took me a long, and I mean like the better part of 10 years to realize was that none of these doctors or medications or any of this, they're not gonna fucking help. They're just crutches. They're stepping stools for you to help yourself. You're not. And I always would, like, when I was in placement, I would always blame like my PO or the therapist or whatever that I
Parents
was
or not.
stuck with. But it was me. It was me because I needed to help myself. And I was looking for all these people to help pull me out of this hole, but I wasn't climbing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, you gotta work
It's
on
You
yourself.
can blame
accountability.
for people for what they have done, but you can't blame people for what you haven't done.
But anytime we're dealing with the mind, it's a battle with self. We all have those deep, dark thoughts. We all have those insecurities about ourselves that we don't like, we don't want to look at. And self love requires for us to look at those things and to love those things. It's self love because A, it starts with us, and B, how can we teach anybody else how to love us if we don't love ourselves? People interpret us based on how we treat ourselves, how we talk to ourselves. If you walk in a room feeling nervous, that's what's going to pick up a nervous vibration, an insecure vibration. Like, I agree with what she said. Those affirmations, you do have to write them on your mirror because life is intended for us to forget those things, to knock us down and to challenge us. But we have to be strong enough to, well, we got tools in place to help us. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely helped me. I grew up insecure, you know what I mean? Glasses, freckles, like pimples after wuha, oversized, and it was just like I beat myself really up bad, not appreciating my beauty, and in turn I sold myself short. And so I got a lot of trash because of it, because I wasn't secure in who I was, which is a part of what made me how I am today. Very humble because we know the other side of life and all that, but at the same time, we've had to pick ourselves up ourselves. Like you said, no medicine, no doctor, no nothing. It's just you.
And the
Anybody that will
tools can
feed you,
help,
they
but
help, but they
ultimately what
don't.
matters is our perspective and our identity. We have to look at who we are. We have to say, if we're a shitty person, we're doing shitty things, or we don't like something, we have to recognize that we are that so we can
Right.
change that. And
Right.
I
Accountability and
I
looking at
have
self. Because you could give a person the tools. How many times you see people go in and out of rehab and they come back and they do the same shit? It takes a strong mind, a secure mind, and a trained mind to say, okay, that's not who I am anymore. That's not what I'm going to do. That is who I was. That's what I did. I'm no longer that. It's about accepting that, but also, like you said, wanting better every day.
and I think that's
yeah.
like a slight problem with rehab is they do the right first step of accepting that you are an addict, but they tell you that it's something that you fight every day because you are this thing.
Right.
But you are not if you say you're not.
That's right.
I
If
That's
you
fucking
right.
change that.
hate
That's
when you
right.
are labeled
Fucking right.
as any and make no mistake, addiction is a mental illness. When you are labeled as your mental illness, like like ADHD, like I have ADHD, or like it surrounds your whole personality. That's why you don't even, like, most people, you don't even tell people your mental illnesses, because they're going to automatically start to make assumptions based on what they know about that mental illness,
But that's
and
why you got to
what they
reword it,
don't know is
because
the
when you identify as something, it sticks to you. You say, I have ADHD, I have ADHD. No, you're just a person with more energy than a normal person. What the fuck is
right.
ADHD?
When
Everybody's
you
not the
label it,
same. We're
And I
not
really
all going to sit down and listen to a 1 hour lecture and keep in 20 minutes of it. Like,
and I think that
after
that's
five,
really
some are
fucking
going to
kids up.
forget.
I think that that's really fucking kids up, where we're labeling, back in the day, they would just label them problem children, which I don't think that was the right solution necessarily. Like, accepting they do, everybody's different, but everybody has mental issues. Everybody has their own type of mental issues, and just accepting that, not labeling it as this or that, because once you put a label on it, like, especially kids get these like
Get a
stigmatisms
stigma.
in their head, like,
Yep,
you know what I mean? Like,
yep,
I'm labeled as something,
yep.
and I think it
and
just
also
fucks them
like,
up.
and again, it's that the systematic oppression and separation. It's like that was pill pushing, number one, and two, the school system needs to be reformed, because it's like we tell everybody to climb a tree, expecting that everybody's like monkeys, but some people aren't even meant for fucking land. Some of us are aquatic. Like, you can't tell a
Well
fish to
said.
climb a tree.
Well
Talk
said.
about that
Yeah.
one. Talk about that one.
That's why I'm a big fucking, and I have an artist on here who he's actually a special ed teacher. I was a special ed student. I've been a big proponent of it, because in special ed, what they do is it's individualized education, which is what everything should be. I went to a school that was very close to one of my placement homes, called GHS, and it is a whole school for what you would call troubled kids, but it is a school where they tailor their teaching to each individual student and how they need to learn. And it is honestly the best school I've ever been to, because it is so focused on the fact that we are all different. You know
Different.
what I mean? We're all humans and we're all the same, but we don't learn differently. Our brains don't operate differently, or they do operate differently. I mean, yeah, we need we need all schools to be like GHS, where it is individualized education. But unfortunately, with the population being what it
Underfunding.
is, in cities, you can't have that. You can't have a teacher spending 5 to 10 minutes with one student. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why schools like that are much smaller. But they do need to be on a bigger scale. We need to figure out something. I agree.
We're all equal in spirit, but we are not built equally. We are not built the
No,
same.
no, absolutely not. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. That was wonderful. Both of you stick around for the end of the show, so I can bring you guys up and say thank you one more time.
I want to say one thing just in case. My phone's at 1%. It's been slowly dying. So if I end up falling out, I just want to say much love to y'all. Thank you. And
You're good, bro.
For
Hell yeah.
sure. It
Thank
was
you for
great
coming back on,
doing the
man.
show with you.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. All
Amazing.
right, guys. Which brings us back to Queen for her last piece of the night. What do you got for us?
All right. This one is called Love.
Love. All right, man. That's something that I think a lot of us struggle to think about, let alone write about. So props to you. I'm going to draw myself out of here.
All right. Thank you. Love, I call to you. Can you hear me whispering a romance that will keep my pen linking? Making memories as we begin from now until the end. Love, I am thinking. Maybe we can have date nights on the weekends and intimacy without speaking. Passionate love in every place our feet creep in. Silly teenagers just want to wrap up in us again. The love I'm seeking is specific to my being. I need a gentle love in tune with my frequency that we operate simultaneously without even thinking. Finish my sentence, study my existence. Talk your shit while you win it. In our own little world, everything us is serious business. a love that penetrates the seven dimensions of enlightenment. This love will know how to love me. It will see how to love me. It will speak nothing but love to me. This love will love to love me. This love will provide complete security felt by generations to come. This love will complete the cycling of my tired soul has done traveling in frantic search. This love I'm manifesting. This love I'm manifesting. This love I'm manifesting will be everything I could have dreamed of. It will be tailor made for me. In poem.
I never know whether to clap or snap because it's a poem. I always say that, but that was amazing. And the whole time I was thinking like one of the things that I love about it the most is that you were like really like wow, she's like really manifesting this, like putting everything she wants out into the universe. And then at the end, like you literally said it, you're like manifest like that is amazing. And I love that you said it 3 times because a lot of people well, just what I believe, but a lot of people don't know this is 3 is like a very special number with the universe. A lot of things are done in threes for a reason. And I think that that number is significant for some reason. It holds a lot of power, especially when we do it in songs or poetry. And yeah, I love the how you're manifesting this and just putting like, first of all, again, I can't write about love. It's very hard for me. I have a few love poems tucked away that I don't know if they'll ever see the light of day, but you are just able to convey such emotion and passion and just like speak your inner being and put that out into the universe and like know exactly what you want to receive back from the universe.
Yes, I mean,
You were so good at that.
It's always listening. It's always listening. Everything we say is out there. So, like we were talking about earlier, where we're identifying with these things and, these stigmas and stuff like that. And it's like, you're getting it, you're seeing it. Everything that comes out of your mouth comes forward. So, if we're already writing, why not write what you want? You know what I mean? Like, we write sad poems, we write heartbreaking poems, we write dark poems, but those are things we're still calling out. Those are things we're still confirming, you know what I mean, giving life to. And even though we may just be remembering or expressing or talking, but at the end of the day, our words are powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our
And
words are
they
powerful.
they like we've been saying the whole show, like it is our responsibility, our duty to use that power to make a change and like put our energy out into the universe because like we were saying earlier, like it will come back to you. It will.
Definitely. It will definitely come back to us.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us as always, and as always, coming on here and giving us your amazing energy. It has been so fantastic, especially coming on last minute. Like I said, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm always honored to come anytime I'm asked, and so it's like I have to honor that. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm gonna bring these other artists up here real quick just to see what they thought of Peace.
Loved it. Loved it. There's so much conviction in what you have to say. And so it's just the passion behind everything you say. I loved both the poems that you shared tonight. And you're really great at what you do. And your voice just fits the poetry you write so great. Like, yeah, you have a great performing voice.
Thank you.
I just want to triple on top of that the amount of passion and conviction that you have and your ability to just speak truth and know what you want. It's truly amazing. And your philosophical beliefs of the universe, I really resonate with. The power of the word. It's a vibration. Yes. Our thoughts are electromagnetic. That's a magnetic field. It's incredibly powerful, especially in numerology. I believe in that as well. Like that's actually what sent me on my journey of self-awareness and growth is acid and numbers. And I
Like
ended
you
up
said,
actually
they
going
don't
to a
lie.
holistic center to train and do DMT and guide people through DMT ceremonies, allegedly.
Hey, your gifts are your
But
gifts. Hey,
and I really appreciate that what you said about the power of our word, and that we are still confirming that, because like with my BPD, like sometimes I really do get a bit dark and hateful with the world,
yeah,
and I still do kind of confirm those things. But in this state, I fully resonate with what you say, and it reminds me to stay true to what it is that I actually want, which is to love and not to destroy because of hate or
that's
fear.
right. That's right.
So thank
And
you.
like Dylan said, you can't change the world, but you can definitely change your world. So the people that you're
Yes.
coming in contact with, the people that you're around, I just want to tell you, I understand we all fight demons, you know what I'm saying? But you have to be able to control those demons and not let them control you. We all have them. You're not the only one that have them. But at the end of the day, you have to learn how to talk to yours and deal with yours because they're yours. And once you're able to conquer them and control them and use them for your benefit, then at that time you become powerful. But as they torture you and they fight you and they like, man, listen, you have a call on you. There's a call on your life and there's a call on your message. And you have to protect that. It's the ones with the most power that get fought the hardest. They get knocked down the worst. And they get the most rain and they're tested the most, even
Because
when
you
they're
create
trying
that
their hardest.
oppositional force.
Yeah, man, especially when you're trying your hardest to stay on that path. But you don't let it take from you because you poured in your work. You pour it in your art
Mhm.
and you give it all you fucking got. Because I'm
I mean,
telling you, you're an amazing artist. I truly respect you as an artist.
thank,
Man, just fight them demons. I'm telling you, like,
yeah, I mean, definitely some of them, they need a little more time at the table, a little more
hey,
conversating with. But
hey, it's
I
a
stand
life
true to
battle.
my warrior nature and
That's
belief
it.
that there are people who need to be gone in order for us to grow collectively. I
I
can't let go
mean,
of that.
and
And
there's
I will.
nothing wrong with that because just as well as the equal opposite is equal good, equal bad. Like you said, it's some that don't deserve to motherfucking live, walk the earth, breathe the same air. I agree. Take all the pedophiles, rapists, molesters, goddamn granny fuckers, all them out back. You get what I'm saying? Because the shit's fucking
Yeah.
wrong. A special place. But
And it doesn't help us to grow and to reach that enlightenment.
it
They
does
can get
not.
another chance if they choose to do so. They can come back, or they'll live it again, or they'll go in the past, or who the fuck really knows. All I know is that now will be better without them.
And we will be. And we will be. But we're more powerful than
Thank you guys
anything
so
living
much.
on this earth. So we'll all definitely, like you said, hey, universe will have it, they'll jump off a bridge and you'll never even have to put your finger on
I hope so. I don't want to have to. I just get so angry
They'll be
sometimes, and
sitting
it's
in
an
the
easy,
tub and
quick
the
fix.
damn
Thank
sitting
you
in the tub and the radio
guys so
just
much
called.
for being so brave. Like, yeah, yo, that like, thank you
Yeah,
guys so much for being like brave and coming and speaking like all these terrible truths that are hard truths, but they need to be said, and they could
yeah,
get you in some serious trouble or hurt with a lot of people. And it takes a lot of bravery, like to come and talk about these kinds of things, and say the kind of things we've been saying tonight. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you. You guys, I could not do like I literally couldn't do the show without you. It would just be me sitting in front of the camera, like. See if we can see a fly. Like, yeah, like there would be nothing. And it's
Mm.
just so amazing that I can have this community where we can just talk about anything and really fucking because everything's getting canceled, everything's and that's why everybody's starting their own private podcasts, is because we can say whatever the fuck we want on here. And that, like I said, those are the stepping stones, those are the building blocks for us collectively making a change. And I just love that we can all be part of that, and I can help you guys be part of that. So thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you for giving us a platform to be able to do so.
Seriously, thank you, and thank you
Yeah.
all for being
Thank
here.
you.
Like, thank you for the mirror and the reflections, the insights, everything. This has been an absolutely amazing session, and I love you guys. I truly mean that.
Absolutely, thank you. I love that you called it a session, because it really is our fucking therapy session, and it means the world to me, guys. Thank you so much. Before we get out of here, I'm just gonna do my piece real quick. I am super excited for this piece. I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna sound. This is a piece that I wrote when I was about 15. It's the first song, like full song I ever wrote that I was like really confident in, that I really knew that it was going to be something. I wrote it in placement in actually the same placement home that Melanie works in, and I wrote it, like I said, a long time ago, and it's just carried me. Every time I'm in a dark spot, I sing it to myself, or lines from it just play in my head, and it has been my most personal and favorite song for a long time. I wrote it I have performed it on here before on my first ever show. I'm going to perform it for you again tonight with a beat. Now, this beat, I wrote to this beat back when I was 15 on YouTube, and I never thought I was going to be able to use it because it's a licensed beat. But I finally contacted the guy who made the beat and was able to buy a contract and have the rights to this beat. So I am super excited to be able to share this with you guys with the beat, and stay tuned. I'm not sure when, but in a few months from now, it's going to be recorded and produced and put out on YouTube and probably Spotify too. So stay tuned for that. Let me get the beat pulled up here and we'll get into it. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to sound, but they ask me if I'm happy, and I tell them I'm okay. I tell them that because there's really nothing else to say. Should I tell them how my world just got turned upside down, or how I reached a greater heights than just fall and hit the ground? Should I tell them I'm a psycho? Tell them I'm just nuts, cause every time I get the ball I fumble like a clutch. Should I tell them I'm a failure, or tell them I'm fucked up, cause the only kind of peace I find's the bottom of the cup? Should I blame my ADD, or maybe my bipolar, or the soul that turns to stone as my heart is getting colder? But there's no need to say it, they can see it in my eyes, all the anger and the pain deep behind the lies, cloaked in fake emotion, but right beneath the skies. When hell on earth arrives on the dark streets of my mind, and they act like they're surprised when I lash out or I cry. When all this shit has gotten to me, it's hard to just sit by, but I hold it in and try, spread my wings and try to fly, try to reach them greater heights, but it's harder every night, and I'm still left to wonder why I can't get up and gather all my thoughts while this darkness closes in on my motherfucking heart. I can't turn the key and start, like my brain is stuck in park, and even if I could, I'd still be driving in the dark. The darkness in my brain, will I slowly go insane from the overwhelming pain that always travels through my veins like a drug, and I'm so dazed, getting drunk in half a days, but just to keep that old me fucking chained up and at bay. But that demon's here to stay, and I know that there's no way I could ever change my stupid selfish ways. My mama knew it was hard for me to look her in the face. She knew what I had done, and she knew it had just begun. Knew I was only getting darker because there is no fucking sun, and wondered why the darkness came and swallowed up her son. Wondered why I'm not so strong. Wondered how the demon won, and I still wondered that myself, as I'm fastening a belt tight around my neck just so I can feel those fucking stitches in my chest. My mom felt them every day. Mama, know I caused you pain, and I would write you a letter, but there's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. There ain't nothing in my way, cause I got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. I might kill myself today, cause I got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. I got nothing in my way because I got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. I might kill myself today because I got nothing else to say. And that is that. I kind of messed up the timing on the beat a little bit at the end, but that is that piece. I'm gonna bring you guys up, see what you thought about it. How did the beat sound? Was it choppy? How did
The beat is fucking awesome.
You did amazing.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm so happy I finally got to perform that with the beat. It like literally when I hit the guy up and he messaged me the next day offering me a contract, it was just literally a dream come true. And I can't wait till I'm like able to produce that into a full song for you guys. It's gonna be fucking amazing. Like I said, that holds a personal spot in my heart and always will. And Mel, you were actually one of the first people I ever performed it for.
I remember that.
You do? In your office, we pulled up on YouTube on your computer, and I sat on your couch and spit it. Oh man, so much.
I do remember it. Yeah, I feel privileged to be able to have been the first person, and then to see it now. You've grown so much, and not just in so many ways, Dylan. I'm so proud of you as an individual, anyway. But I always loved that that's how we could connect with writing. Like, I don't share my writing with just anyone. And so when I found out that you were a writer, that was my way to connect with you. And so you heard some of my poems that nobody's heard, really. So I'm just like super proud of you and doing this. And I can't wait to be on another show. I definitely got over that like anxiety, right? So
absolutely, you were fantastic. And like everybody says that. They message me before the show and they're so nervous, and then they get on here, man, and it's just like the vibes, like it just fade. All the worries just fade away. Like, this is a chill environment. Like, it's just like we're sitting a couple of friends, talking in a living room, and that's really the type of vibe I try to bring to it, is because like you were saying when you were my therapist, you struggled to connect with me, and then you found a way to connect with me through writing. And I love that, like, that's why I have the show where it's a performance show, but it's also a podcast where we talk, because we connect through the writing, but then we're able to have deeper conversations, that don't even have anything to do with art. I mean, we were talking about politics and all sorts of things. But the art brings us together, and that's what I love so much about the show. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for sharing. Like, I am so glad I got to hear that for the first time with the beat, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the first time I've ever been able to put that on the internet with a beat. The only people I've shown it to is like friends and family or whatever. That, and if I can pull up my phone and pull up dude, my dad has a video of me in his backyard by his campfire spitting this beat. And one time we were sitting around and he's like, hey, I have this new upcoming artist I want you to hear. He's really dope. And I was like, oh, cool. Who is it? Right. And then he hits play on my video. I was like, oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've like this song's been like so special to me for so long. And everybody that's ever seen me perform it, family and friends, I know that they're super proud and super just as excited as I am to hear it out in the, because like I like I said, I'm struggling with being proud of myself, but like this is something I can solidly say, like I am very fucking proud of myself, and I'm gonna be even more proud when I I mix and master it and I get it together and it sounds fucking just yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Me too.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you coming on. Anything you guys want to say before I get you out of here?
Nothing else to say, bro.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I'll have you guys on again very soon. Keep in touch.
Thank you.
Will do. Much love all. Mwah.
Tune in next Saturday at 9 p.m. There's the camera. Tune in next Saturday at 9 p.m. for Lostboys Cypher Circle, another therapy session. Let's go. Peace out, guys.
Let's go.